Let's talk about, drumroll please, procrastination.
Oh man.
I am the worst procrastinator.
I'm a procrastinator, but I do it well.
Who doesn't procrastinate?
I will literally find any excuse to go prep food, marinate something, get ready so that I can eat later.
I'll go on a YouTube video spree.
Most times it's not even closing the laptop, it's just changing tab. So the procrastination is just a couple inches to the side on the screen.
Oh, I do not have time for this. I need to write. You cannot be serious. God, why are you keeping me from writing?
Procrastination isn't something you were born with. It's not some ancient curse. It's just your brain preferring short-term ease over long-term stuff.
I'm procrastinating now with a campaign, actually. Like some things that have a tighter deadline and depend on other people. I'm rushing with that. And this campaign, which is kind of like only depends on me, I'm procrastinating.
When you have something that you haven't started yet, I think that for me is like the hardest part in terms of procrastination, because it's just taking that first step.
I need you to put together a business proposal. Yeah, I totally know what goes into a business proposal. I'll do that immediately. And then I don't know where to start.
Come on, pencil. Make words. Gary!
Dr. Tim Pitchell, who studies procrastination, suggests that it's basically an emotion regulation problem. Meaning, it's a way of dealing with negative emotions that arise from specific tasks. Feelings like anxiety, insecurity, frustration, and self-doubt.
When dealing with procrastination, it is important to distinguish between procrastination that is the result of poor time management skills and between procrastination that is the result of emotional factors. So, we need to take into consideration not only what we're doing while we're supposed to do something else, but also what we're avoiding while we're doing this.
I procrastinate when I know that I need to do something or say something to a client, to a teammate that's a bit hard for them to hear.
Let's say you have to do your taxes and you wait 5 months to do your taxes and you carry this stress around with you for 5 months.
Sir, why did you wait until the last minute to pay your taxes?
Because I'm an idiot. Happy?
When in actual fact, it takes you about, a couple of hours, maybe even a day to do your taxes. And so you extend that period of time where you're actually suffering for absolutely no reason.
When the avoidance of such difficult emotions is at the core of our procrastination, I believe that we can recognize it by simply noticing what happens in our bodies when we merely think about engaging in the task that we continuously postpone. We might feel a slight discomfort in our bellies, pressure in our chests, perhaps a lump in our throats, or even a slight difficulty breathing. They are a signal for the fact that our minds perceives that something is dangerous for us.
Funny that you say that, because I was doing something just before I came up here to film this, and it was so overwhelming and I found myself procrastinating. For me, it's not a lump in the throat, it's more like a weight of the world on the top of my head, pushing me down.
So here's another way of looking at procrastination. You could view it as what author Steven Pressfield calls resistance, an inner power that holds you back from doing something you dread.
All right, here we go.
Act 1, Scene A.
Weren't you supposed to call Elaine?
Yes.
Pressfield says that the main problem is usually getting started. Once you do start the task you've been putting off, you'll gather momentum and you'll actually have a much better chance at completing it.
I think that when emotions are involved, you need to try to kind of take a step up and look at things from more of a macro perspective, right? And the fear to fail, everyone fails.
When we are faced with the negative emotion that a certain task triggers, we are also faced with a choice. We can either avoid them, continue postponing until something forces us to deal with this task. Or we can communicate it to the people we trust and simply agree to try and bravely continue, even though we still feel afraid, anxious, or insecure.
Bottom line here, humans procrastinate. You're not alone in this. The better news is that it's all in your head, meaning you can actually unlearn this. Obviously, it'll take some courage and self-conviction, but it's possible.